love you. Love you too. Okay.
And this is the
That's it, guys.
Season 2.
Season 2 is up. I hope you stayed to the end and saw all of this. You would have missed out. En un mundo lleno de un montón de información, we wish to share our truth with you, as two bilingual latinas en Nueva York.
La mayoría de cosas que hablaremos serán basadas en nuestra experiencia, and we invite you to join us on this journey.
Welcome
to
Talk con nosotras con
Hellen y
Steph. Hey guys.
welcome back.
Welcome back. Today is our finale. It's our last episode. We figured to film in a new location for the vibes, end of the summer type of thing. But yeah, I can't believe we've gone to the end. It felt really fast.
Not really.
No?
We've been recording since
That's true.
the beginning of the year.
Since like April?
Yeah.
Like April, end of March. Yeah, ish. Oh wow, that's true.
But at the same time, it's like, it was a long time ago, but it was like, I don't even know how we did it. We just did it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, we're here, the end. So I get like the fast part.
Yeah. Fast once we started posting in a way. But like the filming, you know how it is. But we thought the last episode should be like a Q&A. We're going to answer some questions about a bunch of stuff, about podcasting, faith in general, looking forward, stuff like that. You want to ask the first one?
Yeah.
Somewhere up there.
First question is, how has hosting this podcast changed your perspectives on the topics you've covered?
I think for me it has it's helped me learn more about how to kind of communicate how I feel when it comes to the different topics in a way where like I can discern what I want to reveal. Because, sometimes with podcasts, we don't realize how personal it can be and vulnerable we can be, which is a good thing too. But yeah, I think it helped me to also understand other people's perspectives, even if it's like, the same topic. Like everyone has a different experience. So I really enjoyed having like our guests just feel comfortable, which I feel really blessed. We feel really blessed with, being able to have more people on this season and having them share their experiences. And so I enjoyed that and I learned a lot.
Yeah. That part that you mentioned about sharing about ourselves, it was like the hardest part for me.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like in first season I didn't rewatch any of the episodes. Like I felt weird talking about things that I usually don't. Like I don't like I'll say something if you ask me or if you're a close friends, but it's hard for me to like open up and talk about anything.
Yeah.
And that kind of changed me a little bit with the podcast. Like I feel a little bit more. Yeah, you have to be careful what to say and how to say because we all experience things differently.
Mm-hmm.
But like I enjoy watching the podcast. I don't cringe at the beginning. I'm like,
oh my god, is that me?
That's me. That's how I talk. What am I saying that I shouldn't have said? And it's like, no, everything you say is valid. I know you experience the same too.
Right.
So like, yeah, like accepting myself a little bit more.
That's good.
Yeah.
It can be hard to accept ourselves, even.
Yeah.
So much at stake sometimes. Okay, next question. Which episode resonated most with your audience and why do you think it had such an impact?
The episode that resonated more with the people that gave me feedback. No, we don't get. And also got a few likes, like a good amount of likes.
We don't get.
Or reviews. Oh, how do you say?
Views. Yeah.
It was God is not in control.
Oh yeah.
And it's like I think that's one of my favorite ones because I don't know. I keep seeing people seeing God in a wrong way, and that episode like opened our eyes to a different perspective, and for me, it's like more accurate perspective of God.
Yeah.
So I have this one friend. She was like, I will never, like, that would have never come to my mind if you don't say it. Like, God cannot control everything, because then we lose power on ourselves, on choosing.
He
or
forces it.
this.
It's a forced relationship, and he's not a
Yeah,
God that does that.
exactly.
Yeah.
And then he also enjoy us asking him for things, and he's willing to give us that because he's our father. So I think that was like the most like. What
Yeah.
about you?
That one is I have two, top two. That one, and for the same reasons, because I also didn't know about that, and I feel like it's kind of like I said it in that episode, like kind of taboo, and
Yes.
like, oh, what do you mean? Like you shouldn't say that. That's like,
Yeah, that's a sin.
yeah, and it's like, wait, no, like think about it. But the second one is the emotional intelligence one, just because I don't know, I never knew that you can break things down from the Bible so like the way that we feel at this, like how we feel and what we go through, like with the trauma, it happened in the Bible too. So to learn that and to learn how it was literally like a lineage with Abraham, that was really eye-opening, and like if it really kind of just like assured me that um everything that God written was intentional, and it, how do I say it, it's valid for any time period. Like like what they went through then in biblical times, like we still go through, and God knows that. So it's like that's why it's in the Bible, and that's why it's a love story to us, because he loves us so much and he wants us to feel seen and heard. And so yeah, I learned a lot in that one. That was one of my favorites.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah.
What?
Oh my
Hi.
gosh. Oh yes.
Hi.
There's two of them.
Hi. You're
There's
so
two of them.
cute. Hi. She's like, what about
Abejito.
me?
Right.
What role does faith play in addressing contemporary issues discussed on the podcast?
Mm, um, I mean, I think it has everything to do with the issues that we spoke about. Like, because the foundation of the podcast we have is to be able to just express how faith has a role in the day to day, in our day to day lives and things that we go through, like mental health, identity, trauma, addiction, dating, everything that we've spoken about. How do we experience that and walk through that with God? So I feel like this season we've tried to give examples, like biblical examples, a lot more, so that we can kind of just demonstrate how alive the word is, and how much you can really relate to it, because a lot of people are just like, I can't read the Bible, it's hard, I don't get it, I don't understand it, it's not for me. But like, you can there's different, there are translations, and that's why like reading in a group is really important in the beginning too. So we just want to be able to have these studies and conversations in a way that everyone can kind of like understand. What about you?
Yeah, like you said, like, and we also mentioned in our intro that this world is full of craziness. Sometimes I'm going on TikTok and my For You page kind of switch on me and brings up like people reading the tarot and like the cards.
Oh yeah.
And like claim this sound and you're
turn on.
gonna see money, or that guy is gonna talk to you. And it's like, yes, that's a little bit of what actually is going on out there. Like people is confused with too much info. So for us, it's like whatever we said, we wanted to be like the truth. Even people can choose to not believe in God.
Right.
That's not gonna eliminate God.
Yeah.
People choose not to believe in the Bible. That's not gonna eliminate the fact that the truth is there.
Amen.
So us sharing that is like a little bit of like like relief. Like people, okay, there's these two cute girls that they're like our age and you can relate to them and they believe in God.
Right.
I like that. I like people
Yeah.
relating to us.
Same.
So faith had like a big impact because it's about that. It's about like there is no other purpose for us on this earth than waiting for Jesus to come.
Amen. I totally agree with that, girl. You said that very well. Next question. Are there any future... Oh, I think you can ask. Did you ask the last one? Oh, okay. Okay, sorry. Next question. Are there any future projects or topics you're excited to explore after this series? After this season? Yeah, I've been thinking of things like social justice. That's something that's been really, in general, is very important, and I think it's sometimes hard to discuss with faith. So pray for us for that one because that's gonna be a tough one. But also like new careers, homemaking as a woman, and like leading your home. I think that's like an important thing to talk about as we getting older, and families and marriage and all that stuff is hopefully in our midst. Um, Debt, finance, overconsumption, like through media or like through just having, on TikTok, wanting to buy everything that you see because, it's just a culture now. I'm trying to be more of a minimalist person. I, you know, I think I am, maybe. But it's hard. And, just topics that maybe aren't as spoken about that happen so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The project? You mentioned the projects?
No. Oh, I said careers. Oh,
Future
yeah, I
careers.
said that.
Okay. Future projects. Yeah, I'm trying to focus more. I think I've been doing good, but I want to do better. You can always do better. And working on myself. And then this huge project that is school for me.
Yeah.
That's like a whole episode for me. No, I'm gonna talk about that with my therapist. But like, it's huge, and at the same time, I don't even know what to say. But yeah, that's
It's
coming my
starting.
way.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe next season I'll have something to say about it. For now, I'm just like waiting for it to happen to see
Right.
how it goes. But like, I'm grateful. I
Mm-hmm.
am grateful for it.
Good, good,
And
good.
enthusiastic a little bit about it.
Enthusiastic, yeah.
So
That's
yeah,
cool.
and about topics, I would like to focus a little bit more on Jesus because I like when we bring, Bible stories about other people from the Bible. But when you go to Jesus, it's like it's bigger because he experienced everything that we went through,
Right.
or that we go through, and even worse. Some people will
Yeah.
never experience what he experienced.
Right.
And he actually came to do that for us. So it's like adding a little bit more. It's not like just a random person going through the same as you. It's like your savior going through the same. So I would like to explore that a little bit more in the future.
That's good. I'm excited. I don't think I answered the projects, by the way. I think I just answered the
I was
topics.
asking you.
That's what you meant. Oh, I thought you meant, did you say that? Like, did you read it out? I was like,
No,
yeah, I
like,
read it.
I was like, you did because you mentioned all of these, but you
Yeah,
didn't say
yeah.
the project.
Oh, okay. So I'll make this brief because I'm also in a point where like I'm still going through it.
Then don't say anything.
Yeah.
It's like me with school. Like I'll let you know.
I'd rather not let you know when it's over because I need to. But I'm in a transition phase with my career. So I, God willing, will be finished end of a certain month in fall. And I will just really be keeping my head down. I'm gonna be really focused. I'm like trying to get used to. I've been like listening to like videos and podcasts on like being alone and being comfortable being alone, because I feel like that's the only way that sometimes we're able to actually like finish some goals that we have set for ourselves. Like we have to stay home, we have to not go places. And so being such a social person, like when I was recovering from my surgery, that was so hard for me. Like I was just like itching to get outside. So I want to learn that because I really think that it'll be fruitful for my future self.
Yeah, I've been listening. I have this friend that he always says like you have to sacrifice 1 year of your life.
Yeah, it's true.
To actually see fruits, and I was like,
I want to do that.
Yeah, me too.
Let's do it before we're 30. Like I think this is gonna be my year for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is my last one.
So I might start with social media, which for me is not like a distraction during the day. It's usually at night.
You gotta switch it out. But you have a lot of hobbies. You like coloring. You could do it.
I need to read more.
And reading, yeah. Reading is fun.
So
reading is fun. We're doing the book club again. At church, there's a new one.
I don't know why I don't like it at church. She's like I'm just itching to get out of the church, and it was like, let's just stay. I'm like, I don't know why.
There's other ones. There's this like event where you just read for an hour with strangers, like in the restaurant type of thing, and it's like cozy. It's like for an hour, and you just read. You can meet people, but it's like just like a reading hour.
How can listeners stay connected with you and your work going forward?
Social media, text me. No, email me. Yeah, you can email us. Because if we're really gonna do a social media cleanse, like we'll check in here and there, but you can always comment on our YouTube videos. You can leave a review on Spotify or Apple. But if you really do want to get in contact with us, you can email us taconosotras@gmail.com, and we will respond to you. But yeah, I think social media. Like I'm trying to get back my YouTube channel. I'm trying to like jumpstart that again. It's called Saf Speaks. I forgot for a second. So I want to get that back into that. So go check it out.
Yes. What advice would you give to someone?
You didn't answer.
Social media.
Where else?
It's just that I don't want. Well, that's the thing. Okay, so for me, I would like people to go to my Instagram, and then you're gonna click the link on my bio, my personal Instagram.
What's it called?
Hellen Alexander.
Okay.
Hellen Alexander. And then you're gonna click on the link on my bio, and then you're gonna go to my portfolio.
There you go.
You're gonna go to
it is.
my blog. There's recent, and I have to keep posting. But like, go and check it out.
I love that you're in your blog era.
Read me, please. And that's it. Book me for photography.
Views. Yes, book her. Literally all of our pictures she takes, so that's a taste of just what she does, just a little bit of what she does.
And the portfolio is there.
What advice, this is a good one, what advice would you give to someone looking to start their own podcast? Don't do it! No, I'm kidding. I'm joking. It's fun. It's fine.
It's if you really, really want to do it, start now.
Yeah.
And you don't even have to do video.
Right.
Because I have a few people that they do podcasts and it's only audio, and it's easier to start.
It is.
You just like sit on a table, get your phone. You just need your phone and an iPad, and that's it. You can just do your podcast with that. It's better on a laptop, but like you can start and just write down everything and be yourself. People will start liking it.
Right.
We have grown like a little bit just by
a little
being
bit.
yourself.
Yeah. I agree with that. Be yourself. Do your research. See, know what you want to talk about. It's really not as expensive as you think. Like Hellen said, all you need is a phone, some type of computer device, laptop, iPad. A mic would be good, just because since you are listening to it, the audio, the better the audio, what am I saying? The better the audio.
It's just quality.
Yeah, the quality. That's what I'm trying to say. And mics are like $20. Like you can get a starter mic, with like as long like a little wind catcher on top. Um, and yeah, they sell them everywhere. So, um, the biggest thing I think with the podcast is the consistency part. You have to know that this is something that you're going to be disciplined with, and it's a consistent thing. You're going to be posting every week or every 2 weeks if that's what you want to do, and if you want it to gain traction, you have to have social media alongside of it, if you want to have an audience, because right now social media is just the way of how everything grows nowadays. So if you're comfortable with that, I recommend it, and be intentional with it also. And I think the biggest one, at least for me, is like, which I have difficulty with, is like not focusing on the numbers. Um, so hard. I'm really working on that.
It's so funny how it like the opposite on that side.
Yeah. It's
I don't even know how many followers do we have.
178.
That's so funny.
So it can, if you focus on that, it's not, it shouldn't demonstrate how valuable you are. I think a lot of us can see that and see, oh, they're not that big or important, or whatever, like they have this many, but that's that's not the type of message that we're trying to portray. So
And it takes time. Like,
yeah,
we'll get there. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, have faith, pray on it, for sure.
Next one, how this is a little bit more focused on women, and it's how can women better balance their personal and professional lives in today's world?
I'm actually reading this audiobook called Deep Work, and so far it's kind of saying how, like, when it comes to your profession, things that you're like focusing on in a certain time period, whether it's like I don't know, a project you may have or something like that, you have to kind of know how your brain works, and like how much distraction can you handle or not handle, like, so kind of like assessing how you do work, and then from there I feel like that's when you kind of know what you whether it's time blocking, whether it's putting everything on a calendar, whether it's having alarms, like everyone works differently. So I think once you figure that out, and once you're able to kind of balance, personal life, career, social life, all these things, then it should kind of translate. Discipline is the biggest thing. So I feel like, it goes back to boundaries and what's a priority.
Yeah. Following up what you're saying, make your own schedule. I know you do that sometimes. For me, I do it mentally, but when I write it down and I have like a sign on my calendar saying like at this time you're supposed to do this, that helps a lot.
Nice.
To follow up with that. For example, this week we're supposed to do exercise in the morning, and I'm really bad at waking up early. But I'm like,
You did it.
It's there, so I did it. And I was
like, she did it. I didn't.
And that's the first time that I have it on my schedule. And the day that we went to the gym, it was on my schedule.
Right.
And I'm like, okay.
It really works.
And it's like,
and it doesn't have to be for everything, but like some things, yeah.
At least to start.
Yeah.
Because now I feel like I can do it without a schedule, like my calendar reminding me. That's one of my advices. And I always hear stories like, oh, do this diet, do this meditation, read this. You're supposed to drink water. You like so many advices everywhere.
Skincare.
Exactly, but not everything works for you. Because I see like people recommending something for your face, and you go and try it, and it's like just mess you up.
Literally, I've got an allergic reaction from a suggestion.
So my advice in general is like try to find whatever works for you.
Yeah.
Don't blindside yourself like, oh, yeah, she's doing this and look
I have to, yeah.
No. That's like go slow, try it. Maybe if it's too expensive, no, like take
Use
your
what you
time.
have. How
Use
about that?
use what you
Let's
have.
let's use what we got.
And this is this answer is like more specific because I don't hang out that much with married people. Most of my friends are like on their 20s, late 20s, no 20s in general, and they're single, most of them.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then one of the things that we talk about the most is men. So my advice is decenter them. Women that like are so focused on men, they cannot focus on themselves.
Yeah.
So I need you
Hard
to
for people.
decenter. Like that doesn't mean that you're not gonna date. That doesn't mean that you're not gonna talk about it. But like not everything you do has to be to find a man. Like the way that you dress, the places you go, not all the time. Because when we focus on that, I think we did it once, like go to places for single. We've done it once in a while. But then the other days that we go out, we enjoy ourselves.
Yeah. We're like, leave me alone.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't look
we
at
really,
me.
we
No me
really,
mire.
we really give that energy sometimes because we're not at that place to find a man.
No, and then we have confidence that God is also like working behind the scenes, you
Yeah.
know? So it's a difference to be open and open to relationship, but also like so hyper focused. You might have someone that's or be with someone that's not really for you because
Yeah.
the intention wasn't correct.
Yeah, don't force it.
Yeah, don't
And
force it. Yeah.
that brings me to all these Hispanic beliefs like you gotta learn how to cook. You gotta learn how to, like, no. So when you decenter a man, you don't learn how to cook for a man.
You just learn how to cook because you need to feed yourself and you
Or
want to be
because
healthy.
you want it to be a hobby, or because you want to get
Right.
better at it. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
yeah.
So decentering
It's a
a
way to
man,
look at it.
oh, the clothes. Some people they just wanna wear sexy clothes because that's to attract men. Once I
The
decenter
quality of
men,
man you attract is what you're gonna get.
exactly. So once you
Unfortunately.
decenter them, my clothes have changed so much.
Oh my God, same. Wait,
Right?
I threw out so much stuff. Like 2 years ago, I did a big purge. Threw out like all my like tight, high waist, skinny jeans. When skinny jeans were in, all the crop tops, all the boob shirts,
Mhm.
the booby shirts.
So that's like my biggest advice, and I feel like this should be like a whole episode on a podcast. So you got it.
Yeah.
Okay, this is the
What's the
next.
next one? How much we have left? 3. 2 more. Okay. Okay. What has been the most rewarding part of creating and hosting a podcast? I can start. I think I mentioned this, just realizing more and more how much we can relate to people in the Bible and vice versa. Because in the beginning of my like journey into getting into the word, I didn't. Oh, he's making biscuits. It's a little squirrel over there. Yeah, my journey into like getting into the word, I was the same way in terms of like what am I getting out of this? Like it's kind of boring. I can't really follow. But this podcast has helped me just look at what's going on in my life, what's going on externally, and like there is always something in the Bible that can like talk about that you can lean on and can give you like insight and like guidance. So that's one of the more rewarding things, and also it's it's tested my ways of kind of just like analyzing things. I'm a big, and I feel like I mentioned this before too, where I just sometimes I can be my worst enemy because I put a lot of pressure on myself in not in everything, but in certain things where like visually it's something that I want to like, or creatively, like I want to make sure it's a certain way. So that the podcast tested me with that. It's helped with in a good way, at least I think, right? Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. we've learned how to just like sometimes we have different we have different personalities in general. So learning how to talk to each other, learning how to, if we have a conflict, learning how to like bring it up and like, we've been able to have a good pace and a good way to communicate. I think we've gotten better with that.
Yeah.
And we're human, we go through stuff. Yeah,
We're
and
human and we're women.
we're human and women, so like ya te imaginas, te puedo imaginar. Yeah, it's just been something that I've been proud of. It's been a new hobby that I've started and hopefully continue. So yeah, it's been a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. For me, I think the biggest rewarding part is talking about God
Yes.
because I always had that calling, and I think I do it well. Like it's yeah, como que se me da,
Sí.
como que se me da muy fácil
It
hablar de
does.
Dios, de Jesús, or giving advices about Him. So, and I always felt like it. So for a while, I also got baptized and everything because there was a
Yay! Thank you,
period of
Jesus.
time, yes, that I was a little bit like cold. Like there was nothing going on between him and me. I was going through a lot. So once I started like a revivir,
Sí.
coming back, spiritually talking, that was one of the things. Like my Instagram would like, is she Christian or not? You know what I mean?
Wow.
It doesn't have to be that way, but like I had the call to like, where is it? Where is the Christian? So, and I have so many. I've been living in so many states.
Yeah.
I know so many people. I have too many followers, super random people, and I feel like no, everybody knows I'm Christian. So the podcast was like boom.
Wow.
And then the acceptance from people that like I know hang out, like photographers, friends, au pairs,
Yeah. Same.
and seeing
Like,
them
oh, the podcast.
liking the
Like,
post,
thank
liking a video when I
Right.
say the name of Jesus. You know what I mean? I'm like,
Yeah.
oh wow, I never thought this person would like this type
Yeah,
of.
that's true.
So
I
that's so
know.
rewarding. Like at least one person gets the message. I feel like one day they're gonna come to me. They're gonna DM me and like, hey, I need to go to church. Hey, I need, and I'm gonna be there. Please, I'm
Amen.
here.
Yes, please.
We
Same.
are here. Text us,
Same.
send us a DM, like anything you need. Like we're here.
We are.
We are here. So that's like the most rewarding part,
Forever.
and also what you were mentioning, like growing, like learning about each other, patience, communication, all of that. That is good too because I don't, I avoid human interactions for the same reason because I don't have enough patience. And in my mind, like common sense does not exist.
It's not. Yeah. It
And
isn't.
then
Not
whatever
these
is
days.
my reality can be different from the other person. So that has
Right.
helped me to like, oh, okay, this person maybe did this. Once you talk, you can understand like why maybe that person's like,
Yeah, they don't have the capacity,
yeah,
which sometimes is a hard pill to swallow, but
yeah,
you gotta talk. You gotta talk about it. As much as it's difficult, you gotta do it.
yeah,
Because it gets better.
it is. And then what is the one message or takeaway you hope listeners carry with them after this final episode?
Um, I think one message that I would really want to emphasize is to include God in everything you do, in getting dressed, in what you eat, in how to speak to somebody, like we just talked about, in decisions, obviously, financial stuff, love, friends, like invite him in, and he is 100,000% willing to be with you through everything. No matter what you've done, God is love, and he's forgiving. But you won't stay that same way once you accept him in your heart. It's like what they say, like come as you are, but don't stay that way. that's kind of like in a nutshell like what Christianity is about, because there's so many people out there and so many messages out there that say that you have to be a certain person, you can't do this, but it's not you can't do, it's what the Holy Spirit removes from you. And you're not going to have the same desires, like um I went through something recently and had to kind of reflect on who, like, my character, and whether or not I do like give off a light. And I think there's going to be times where people are not going to just accept the love of God, or there's going to be a lot of things that are going to be battling or conflicting within their life, perhaps, that maybe they don't even know it's there. And so it's not their fault. I think it's never someone else's fault for how they treat you. There's darkness that's in this world. And it's really easy to take things personal. But long story short, I think, yeah, the main thing is to just let God in. All the times that you feel down, like low, sad, confused, angry, like that's a chance, that's a moment, or even happy. It's usually when you're like sad, where you're like, I need something, I need somebody.
Yeah.
Let that be God.
Yeah. Then I don't know, like I don't know if it's the worst of the best part is that he's always there. It's like I feel like so sorry for him sometimes.
I know.
It's like, why do we do that? Like he's the last.
He don't
option.
deserve that. I know.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good advice for the people. And mine is like, just whatever you have in your mind, do it. If it's for your happiness and for yourself. Like a few weeks ago, I found myself this close to like give up on one of my dreams because people on my close circle were like pushing kind of like against it without knowing it. And right now I've realized like that was maybe the enemy using it, because I felt like let down. I felt like put like on the last. I felt like I was all by myself when people said like, oh, we're with you. And then now at that moment I decided like to shut them all up, their voices, the enemy voice, and chose myself and put myself first and keep on dreaming and moving forward with that dream.
Amen.
And then I gave it to God, and then everything went quiet.
Wow, look at that.
I didn't give up, and everything went quiet. And then the people that they was pushing me, they're now like they trying to help me to pursue this dream again, etc., etc. It's like it was a battle, and you're gonna have those. You're gonna have people like that you love and care about you being used by the enemy. So look beyond that. Like maybe it's not them.
Yeah, exactly.
So it was hard.
It is.
But like don't like silence them, and you do you. Keep moving forward. That will be my advice. And
period. Last question, right? Oh. Okay, last question. Whee! We're at the end. Oh my gosh. What do you believe is the lasting impact of discussing faith, womanhood, and empowerment together?
Well, the biggest impact I think is knowing that you're not alone. I already said this. We are so powerful, and maybe by seeing us talking about it will help people. So I feel like that's the biggest impact.
I guess just like for everyone who watches it, for everyone who I come across, I feel like I want to make sure that I treat them with like grace, and compassion, and kind of just like, when God says love your neighbor, like that's something that I try to, like, if I'm first meeting somebody, I want them to feel comfortable. I want them to just feel like accepted, for who they are. And yeah, I think with the podcast, with like speaking on faith, like you never know like how you said, like one person can be impacted, one person can, it could even just invoke, is it evoke a question or thought in their mind after watching it. And then, that could be a seed, or like it could be just really simple. And I think with the stories that we talk about and things that you guys let us know, and just the act of like sisterhood, it's not something that you see. And we just want to be transparent with you guys, and let you know that it is possible to to live in this world and be faithful and be confident and be compassionate and be empathetic, but also be strong. Like there's all these things that we can do, and it's so much, right? But like God lets us, like God gives us that strength. God gives us all these things that I just mentioned.
Yeah.
It's there to take.
We just have to ask him.
Yeah.
Pedir y se os dará. Buscar y hallaréis, dice la Biblia.
No.
And I want to add, this is like my ending. And I want to say thank you to Stephanie.
Oh, thank you.
For, it's not easy. That's why, like, we joke around, like, oh, who wants to start a podcast? It's like, it's not easy.
Yeah.
But, like,
you're
I
tested a lot.
never felt like I was going to be able to do it alone. And then she was there. She said yes. And she's still here. You know what I mean? Besides everything, like the goods and bad, the money, the time, the last minute things, the problems, the technical issues, the conversations, the really hard conversations, the easy ones, the happy ones, the sad ones. We've been through all of that together. And thank you so much.
Amo. Of course.
Yeah, I don't think there's like a better person to do this than with you.
Aww. Thank you. Oh God. I'm not good with words sometimes. I can write them down, but I also think this was very just beautiful to connect with somebody that I can not only do this with, but like have sleepovers with, have conversations with, laugh with, and have the difficult conversations too. So, ooh, that's okay. That's okay. No worries. It's okay. Sheesh, that's why I don't play sports.
The enemy.
Yeah. But no, I just want to thank you for putting up with whatever sometimes I put out.
Same.
Because like, no, don't worry, that's okay. Oh, they're playing. What is that game?
I don't know.
Anyway, so it's been a journey, and I wouldn't do it with anyone else as well. I've never had someone that I've been close to this way, that has stood here and is still here. So thank you, my dear.
I know I'm not an easy person, so same, like,
yeah. I can have my only child tendencies.
It's too many. But
No,
we like hemos superado todas esas cosas.
Gracias a Dios.
Amen. And there is more things to come, because that's how humans are, and we never stop getting to know each other. We never stop growing and changing.
Yeah.
And if it's for good, and if I'm here to help, and vice versa.
Same. I would love to see how, like, I don't know, years to come, what we're gonna be like, and see what this is gonna be.
Another hug.
Thank you. Love you.
Love you too.
Okay.
And this is
That's it, guys.
Season 2.
Season 2 is up. I hope you stayed to the end and saw all of this. You would have missed out. But yeah, please, give us a like, give us a share, tell your friends. Please review us on Apple Podcasts, and leave us a rating on Spotify. We really, really appreciate that, to spread the word of God and all that fun stuff. Follow us on all our social media.
Specifically Instagram, because that's where we announce everything. Like if there's a season, like everything. Instagram.
We're ooh. We're catching up on TikTok, so bear with us. But we're there too. I think that's it, right? Yeah. Thank you guys. We love you. Stay tuned for updates on our social media, like we said. So
Yes.
you'll know everything there. Bye. Y ya.